media, and then it blew up. I'm not bitter. So I wrote that. So right now, so you have The Mummy, then you have The Mummy 2, then you have Scorpion King, right? And then they made a prequel to the Scorpion King. Then they made a prequel to that Scorpion King, and then they made a prequel to that Scorpion King.
Right.
So it's a prequel to a prequel to a prequel to a prequel.
Right. And so I firmly believe this, that any movie containing in the Scorpion King canon, which includes Mummy 2 and then all the Scorpion movies, every movie is in the same universe as the one that follows directly after it, but no other.
Got it.
So the canon changes with every new movie.
Okay. All right, so you got I'm up next. All right, yep. This is one of my favorite characters. I got Okoye from Black Panther.
Okay, very good.
I just love her. She's awesome.
She's dynamite.
And just loyal, willing to go anywhere, crushes people in the final battle. Cool. Yep. This down to travel to Seoul on a minute's notice, and she already showed what she can do in Infinity War. Just standing in a battle, wiping people out. I would just love to have her on there because she's very professional. If you have her on our team, okay, you're paying. Let's say they become all mercenaries, right? And all these people just become mercenaries, and you hire her. She's going to do her job.
Oh, 100%. There's no question with her agenda.
Yeah, she is with you. All right, cool. We got one each.
Yep, one each. So my final pick is Miho from Sin City.
Ooh,
just like this badass ninja chick, and she's just she's throwing swastikas ninja stars at people, and she's throwing just chunks of metal in people's guns so they don't work. And she's just ruthless.
She wiped out a lot of people, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she has the highest kill count in the movie, maybe next to Marv, but I think she's up there.
So get this, it came down to 4 people for who gets into the 7. So I love Mio. But it came down to Mad Mardigan from Willow.
I very much had Mad Mardigan on my reserve list.
Because he would just be fun. He would add some humor to it. He would be because we don't. If you look at our list, who would be the I guess Nick Parker with his running.
Nick Parker. Yep.
There's really no comedic relief in here.
No.
Zorro could be cheeky.
Could be.
And Mad Mardigan.
Mad Mardigan. No, absolutely. So Mad Mardigan was one of my backup reserves, and the other one was Kai from 47 Ronin.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he would be unintentionally funny because he's just Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. You don't know who mine were? Azim from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Morgan Freeman.
Nice.
Because he has that awesome sword. And then I had, this one's really jokey, but I had Bemin from Season of the Witch, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
But he's just too dour. Right? He's too dour in it, though. It was funny, but I thought if I have to spend another movie with this character, I don't want it.
No, it's too much. It's too much. It would be cool if at the end of our movie he steps in to make the final rescue or something. So he's in there for 3 minutes.
He just comes in, just right.
Right. He's like Jet Li from The Incredibles 2. He's just there for a minute.
And then Chuck Norris too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so I love our team, man.
No, and you know what? No overlap. That was brilliant. I think these 14 warriors could take on any villain team I can think of. Like
with the Miho, and then we have a very eclectic killers group here.
And I want to say we have different sword fighting styles in here as well.
Oh, completely. Do we have anybody who's the same? So Rambo has a big knife, right? Nick Parker has his sword?
Yeah, and so Nick Parker it's I would say ninja inspired. It's a shorter blade and it's straight.
Artemisia.
And it's very much. Yeah, go for it. And then.
Artemisia. She carries 2 swords.
Yep, but it's that Roman gladiator fighting style.
Rambo just has he's just like a linebacker.
He's just a cleaver.
Yeah, and then
we have
Lagertha. She just has a nice Viking sword, close combat.
Yep.
Hits people with decapitated heads.
Then John Preston from Equilibrium has his what did they had? The gun kata was their gun style, but they had a sword fighting style of their own as well. And
then Shinzeiman's just a traditional kind of samurai-esque.
Right. And then we have Rob Roy, who I think has 2. I think he's got the Scottish traditional sort of fighting style and also the do what it takes to cut his people in half fighting style.
And Statham's just the great white shark. He's just always moving. Nothing pretty, but he's not going to stop.
Right. And the Beastmaster Dar, he is like every 90s video game. He's a side-scrolling slasher.
And then we kind of have a fencer in Zorro.
Oh, yeah. He's doing the parries and the thrusts. And then with Matthias, it's kind of this hybrid Middle Eastern, Egyptian kind of martial arts / brute strength thing going on.
It's WWE, but he's very fluid for a big man. He's not. There's nothing clunky.
He's like water, man. He just flows.
And Okoye has her staff, so that's a different weapon in there altogether, just crushing folks with.
Right. Then we have Miho, who just her body is the weapon, her sword is the accessory.
Ooh, and then Mad Mardigan's just a maniac, swinging at anything. Nothing's pretty about Mad Mardigan.
Cracking jokes. I think Mad Mardigan might not even need to take his sword out because the rest of the team's doing it, and he's just cracking wise and stealing stuff off people.
You know in Big Trouble in Little China, when Kurt Russell throws his knife, he accidentally throws his knife to the side, and then Wang just beats up everybody, then he jumps back into the battle, and everyone's already knocked out? That'll be Mad Mardigan. Yes.
Exactly. Those are the Val Kilmer moments.
Hey, well, this was a lot of fun. Do you want to tell people what we're going to be doing probably next month?
So next month we're going to be doing one of my closet favorites. It's a movie called Steel Dawn, and it's essentially the Patrick Swayze version of Mad Max. In those years when Mad Max, everybody was making these post-apocalyptic films, Patrick Swayze made one called Steel Dawn, and I didn't put him on my Sword Fighters list because I want you to see the movie first before we talk about it.
I'm excited. So we'll probably record that end of October, beginning of November. So be on the lookout for that movie. And I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for the questions. Also, if you have a chance, go to Movies, Films, and Flicks on iTunes. Rate, review, subscribe. We are now on TuneIn, which is Amazon's podcast system. So if you have an Alexa, is that what they call them? An Alexa for Amazon? So. We can stream right through that, and you could do it on others, but we are in TuneIn, which is Amazon's, and I'm working on getting into Spotify. So our podcast is going to be everywhere. So right now,
blowing up.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to be everywhere. But tune in if you just want to kind of listen to it on your Alexa. We're also on. We're on a ton of stuff. But
I think our goal, Mark, needs to be to get this podcast on 13 different platforms.
Well, you know what? All right, so I'll count it up, and then next time we get on, I'll say how many we're on. And
very good.
And we're currently still number 1 ranked on Ranker's Best Movie Podcast list. So which
is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and the votes keep going up. And what's wild about the other podcasts, some of them have, maybe more votes than us, but they have a lot more downvotes. So that means that we don't have many haters on our podcast.
We're the pure blood vampire of the movie podcast.
We're not the Steven Dorff of Blade. We're the.
I really wanted to put Blade on my team, but he's a vampire. He's a daywalker, so I couldn't. But
yeah,
those Blade movies are so rewarding to watch.
I wanted Elektra from the Daredevil TV show, but she kind of has some powers, and I wanted Daniel Wu from Into the Badlands, but he kind of has some powers, so I left those out. I decided to kind of not pick those. But so 13. So I'll count them up, and the next time we pod, I'll let you know how many there are. And so the plan is to get to 13 different places you can listen to our podcast. So, hey, for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, and for Adam Hodgins, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.